whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
E ngā iwi, e ngā taringa huri noa i te ika Māui whakawhiti te moana ki te waipou namu ki te punga o te waka.
Te punga?
Te punga o te waka whakawhiti atu ki re ko ōtira i te moana ki te ao whānui, tēnā koutou katoa, anei anō māua, ko te puaheiri. E mihi atu ana kia koutou.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Tēnā hoki koe te hoa.
Tēnā hoki koe mara. Nā koe. Tēnā tātou. Welcome back to this installment of Taringa, coming to you from our studios here at the Upuro, Te Wānanga o Te Roa. I like putting that voice on sometimes.
Yeah. Could be a voiceovers in the plane.
You know, in case I take another career path. Hoi anō he te iwi. Anei mā ahua rori māua. Ahua mea nei māua. But yes, welcome back, and we're here, and it's kupu time. Engari I mua te kaupapa kupu, te oro o te kiwaha tēnei. Kiwaha. Nō reira, ko tā tātou kiwaha e te iwi, kei tua o tā wauau.
Kei tua o tā wauau.
Kei tua o tā wauau. Actually, this is a kiwaha I need to use more of.
Yeah.
With some people. Because I do use it sometimes. I have a little crack up too when I use it. But yeah, kei tua o tā wauau. So tā wauau isn't really, so tua means beyond, and tā wauau, to my understanding, is an imaginary place.
Yes.
Nobody really knows where it is. Suppose you could say it's, well, no, it's not Atlantis, but it's this imaginary place.
Yeah.
And when you use that kei tua o tā wauau, it could mean
you're in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Away with the fairies.
Yeah, away with the fairies in Wonderland. Or you're off the mark, you're way off the mark. Yeah. Koena.
Yeah, if you're hemo from too much orange juice.
Yeah. Oh, bro, kei tua o tā wauau koe.
Yeah.
Yeah, or someone's saying something and it's like, you know, ahua mahunga wai. Or that's another one. Mahunga wai.
Yeah.
It's a bit, you know, soft in the brain.
Yeah.
Mahunga wai. You say, oh, e hoa, kei tua o tā wauau. Kei tua koe o tā wauau.
Aye.
So you're a bit beyond, you're way off the mark, you're away with the fairies.
I don't know where that came from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kei tua o tā wauau. Hopefully, we're not going to be beyond tā wauau today with our kaupapa. Actually, I'm quite excited to talk about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one actually that I get a lot of people asking about this, and it's something that I notice when you learn Te Reo, for people that learn Te Reo, you learn these kupu that we're going to talk about. So this episode is part 1, because we feel that there's other things that we can talk about under this umbrella, which is Kupu Whakaniko.
Aye.
And Kupu Whakaniko basically is embellishing the language, figurative language, he ano. Whakaātāhua I te reo, to make the language more beautiful, or eloquent.
Ka pai, tēnā kupu.
Yeah. So koene ko te Kupu Whakaniko, and we're going to be talking about Kupu Whakarite.
Kia ora.
Which sits under Kupu Whakaniko. And Kupu Whakarite are metaphors.
Metaphors, eh?
Yeah, so koena te Kupu Whakarite. And we've sort of touched on a couple in some of the kaupapa that we've talked about previously.
What was that? Te Reo o te aroha, ngā kare aroto.
Yeah. And others like for whai kōrero and things like that. And they're very Māori.
Yes.
Very Māori way of speaking. And what I like about Kupu Whakarite, like whakatauki and pepeha and things like that, is it gives you a window into the thinking of our tūpuna.
Ai, kia ora.
And a window of the Māori worldview, or whakaaro Māori.
Ai. Yeah, because to me it shows the intimate relationship our tūpuna had, and what some of our people still have, you know, their intimate relationship with their natural environment, or our natural world, eh?
And I think that's one of the interesting things about Kupu Whakarite is we don't really have that relationship that our tūpuna had.
Yeah.
But we do, in terms of Te Reo we use.
Yes.
And that's why when I said, it gives us an insight, and it makes me feel more Māori when I use it.
Well, it does too, because
them.
it's so easy to say when you're looking at a Pākehā concept, and people do it a lot when you're learning Te Reo. How do I translate this? And it's actually, translate the whakaaro Pākehā to whakaaro Māori. There's probably already a saying or a kōrero that pertains to that type of kaupapa, but through whakaaro Māori and a Māori lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I encourage ones that when we're trying to translate or come up with new whakataukias to apply whakaaro Māori to those.
Kia ora, tēnā koe. So let's start with some kupu whakarite, and to make things more manageable for Snow and myself.
Ka haere au, kei tuatau auau.
Yes, that's right, and kei kōtiti rawa.
Ai.
Ngā kōrero. We're going to sort of do these in groupings, and we'll start with an easy one, which is, I don't call it an easy one. I suppose it's one that's used profusely across Māoridom and on the marae in both karanga, whai kōrero, and waiata.
Kia ora.
And we're going to start with Manu. So we're going to talk about birds. And the kupu whakarite, or the metaphor of particular manu within Aotearoa. And actually, I know of one, we might talk about it later. I'm already going
You're going elsewhere. too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, too easy,
and
actually.
who knows, we might only get through manu in this session.
Yes.
Because there's so many.
Yeah.
But this one, going back to this one we're going to start with, is manu ti ori ori.
Kia ora. Good start.
Yeah, manu ti ori ori. So I'll give one context or horopaki for using manu ti ori ori. So you could say, e te manu ti ori ori tēnā koe. And why I like this one is it can be used for both male and female.
Kia ora.
Now it's used for karanga and acknowledging the karanga, but I've also heard it used in acknowledgement of a speaker on the marae.
Oh, true. That's a good one.
Still manu ti ori ori, yeah. So that's saying you are a manu ti ori ori, which is a songbird.
Kia ora.
And I don't really think I need to unpack the message in that kupu whakarite when you address someone as a manu ti ori ori, calling them a songbird. But you can use that as a mihi to somebody for te te wahine mo tana karanga.
Kia ora.
And as I said, not as often I hear it now, but it can be used to address a speaker whose oratory on the marae or wherever is so melodious, I guess, that it's music to the ear.
Ai, kia ora.
And that's where I think that manu ti ori ori is suitable to mihi tuatāne for his whai kōrero as well. So koina te te horopaki o te manu ti ori ori.
Or used also when instances where you don't have no kaiwaiata hei whakakina ki tō kōrero, ka tū mai tētahi kei tautoko i a koe, nai, ka mihi koe ki te tangata i tautoko i a koe.
Yep. Ka pai.
Yeah. So support acknowledging the person that stood to sing on your behalf, or even just singers.
Yes.
Well, singers that you like. You don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to encourage a singer that sounds like a cat in a dryer.
Yes, that's right. That's another bird.
That's another bird.
So yeah, manu ti ori ori.
You know what I like one is manu tute tute.
Manu tute tute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That is.
Me too.
Those are the manu, or those are the people that personify a type of bird that jumps in and nudges you see a line of birds,
Yep.
On a perch of birds, and they land there in between, and they nudge the other birds to the side. And so you liken that to the people that question or challenge, or or they
can encourage discussion.
Encourage discussion, aye.
And they can sort of, their colleagues and friends and things, they're sort of like, hey, come on, giving them a bit of a nudge to do something, a nudge to say something.
Ruffling feathers.
Yeah, ruffle feathers.
Yeah,
definitely. Manu tute tute.
Aye.
Manu, I've also heard manu tute i te pai.
Aye, kia ora.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be the manu on a line, on a power line or on a tree. And of course, sometimes you see a group of seagulls.
Yeah.
What do you call a group of seagulls? We've had this conversation before. But sometimes...
Sounds like a bad joke.
Yeah. There was this group of seagulls. Well, one of them can be a manu tute.
Yeah.
You don't know this to our listeners, but, our sound man, Mokena, every now and again, he might have a whisper in our ear through our headphones.
When we're
And we've been told it's a colony of seagulls.
there you go, Tiwi, a colony of seagulls.
What about if it's just a little group? Like if it's like 5 or 6, is it still a colony?
Yeah, what warrants a grouping more than 3? Kōrua koutou, is it like that?
Yeah. I don't know. That's another one. And while we're on a flock of birds,
Kia ora.
another one, and this is another one that I like and I use, and it's he manu tūtei.
Kia ora.
He manu tūtei. He manu tūtei, manu taupua hoki. But a manu tūtei is the manu that keeps a watch while his friends or his whānau are feeding.
Kia ora, yep.
And again, you'll see that if you see a flock of birds land on a shoal or, you know, on a spit somewhere or wherever, you'll see that there's a few birds actually that are keeping watch. So manu tūtei, manu taupua. So koe nā no, that's added to the
Manu range.
the manu range.
Yeah. Pai tēnā, that takes me to the kōrero I've heard of kuaka marangaranga.
Kuaka marangaranga. Kia ora.
Kuaka marangaranga. And yeah, so they had different names for, I can't remember the one that was in lead, but the manu tūtei would drop off to the sick ones. There's a,
Right.
yeah. But that's another personification. And it's also likened to, because when they migrate north, they leave Taringa. And so when there's a group of, well, a lot of people that have passed away, they've been likened to the he kuaka marangaranga.
Kia ora.
Yes,
Tēnā koe.
Manu huia tūrai.
Manu huia tūrai.
Yeah, I
huia
like
tūrai.
Huia tūrai. I like that one.
Me too.
Which explains the, what is it? The genuine or the authenticity of someone, eh?
Well, that's one use of it, is the authenticity of one. Another one too I've heard for manu huia tūrai or huia tūrai is one that stands out in the crowd.
Ai, kia ora, that's, yeah.
Yeah. So how it was explained to me was, you know, if you went into a hui and everybody's wearing their huia feathers on their tiki or on their head behind, which what we normally see in kapaka groups, even though they're really tiki feathers. But if you look at some of the old paintings, you know, by Lindauer and Goldie, and even some of the old photographs, you'll see our tūpuna e mau ana rātou i ngā huia nei, te hui maiko o te huia kimuri. So you'll see them with the huia behind their head, how they are kua tia ki te huia. Yeah, kua tia. Now you imagine if there was a group, you know, went into a room and everybody had their huia at the back, and then someone walks in and they've got a huia on their forehead.
Gasp.
Yeah. You know, they come and say, oh, kia ora, tēnā koutou. And everybody looking, oh, yeah, who's the guy with the huia on his teapare, hey, you know? Yeah, kei tua tā wauwau. So yeah, that's another standout in the crowd. Unique.
Yeah, unique.
Yeah, someone who's quite unique. I mean, we're all unique.
Yeah.
You know.
But that person looks, well, to me, that seems the most willingness to be unique.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
They're going out of their way to be like that, you know, sort of a thing, in a positive sense.
Positive, ai, kia ora.
Yeah, so, koena te huia tūrai.
Ai.
And, that could be, you know, if you were to use it as a mihi, and you could be thinking about the attributes that person has that makes them stand out. So it's not necessarily about the clothes they wear and their appearance. It's also about the things they do that make them stand out in the crowd.
I like applying that saying or that metaphor towards the person that has, so you're at a hui and everyone's on the kaupapa, but someone has a different view of that kaupapa.
Tēnā koe.
That brings another perspective, and you're like, tēnā koe.
Ai, tēnā koe.
Te manu huia tūrai o whakaro.
I would even use it as a, you know, this is me, and I have used it. I'd say, he kaupapa huia tūrai tēnā.
Kia ora.
So, you know, this subject is unique. You know, I'm using it as a fluent speaker and a competent speaker.
Ai.
But if you were to start using it, koutou te iwi kai whakarongo, those of you that are listening, you know, you'd start off using it addressing somebody.
Ai.
Yeah. Huia tūrai.
That's a good instruction, good tohu as well. You mentioned titi ki te tiki. I'm like, whoa, pēha te manawa titi.
Yeah, te manawa titi.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, manawa titi talks about the titi, the mutton bird. So correct me if I'm wrong, it's about their perseverance because of the length that they had to fly and they worked endlessly through the night to migrate to certain places.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nā, e tika katoa tēnā.
So koera te manawa titi, and if you're a person he tangata manawa titi ki tō kaupapa, you're a person that stuck to your kaupapa,
Yep.
worked hard,
That's right.
thanklessly.
Yep, goes about getting the job done and just carries on and is very consistent
Aye,
about it and
yeah.
just keeps going forward.
Yep.
Mana wa titi. Yeah, we're going to stay with the titi now.
Aye.
Te hua titi, or he titi huatahi, is a kupu whakarite about an only child.
Oh, kia ora.
Because in a season, a titi only hatches one egg.
Yes,
only
that's
has
right.
one egg. So koe nā no te tehi mo te titi. Yeah.
I'm starting to think about titi.
Oh, no, you're not salivating, are you?
Yes, I.
E ware ana te
E
waha.
ware ana te wai.
Salivate, e hoa mā, ware ana te waha. No, I don't eat titi. Momo te pūha. Yes, there will be some of you e whakarongo mai ana ki a māua e kōrero ana mo te titi who think that the titi is the next best thing.
That you should have it with potato and gravy and extra seasoning.
And, you know, I've got whānau te tai o whanaunga, ko mate. But he was brought up in the Chathams, Rekohu.
Aye.
And his grandmother used to prepare titi. And they'd have it fresh.
Yeah.
Have the titi fresh. And she would parboil it and then take it out just before it's ready. Let it cool down.
Aye.
And then she'd stuff it with oysters and paua.
Oh, wow.
Wei nā, ne?
Oh, wow.
And then she'd stuff it with paua and tio, oysters.
Yep.
And then she'd put it in the oven and roast it off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That sounds pretty mean, eh? I've told the story to fellow titi.
Yep.
Tō momo.
Has the reaction been the same?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you just roast it enough for the titi to brown.
Yeah, and to get
And
a crisp
then-
on the top.
Yeah, and then that's your signal that the paua and the tio are ready.
Yeah, because you don't want to overcook those.
That's
bits.
right.
Yeah.
Ana.
Oh, we. Te tahuna tara, hea tēnā.
Tahu nā tara. So now we're mixing still manu, so ko te tara e kōrero nei, he momo manu. And te tahu nā tara is a sandbank, I guess, or
Oh,
shoal
yes.
or pit,
Yep.
where this particular flock of birds will come to rest
Kia ora.
and, you know, before they fly off again. So that's a kupu whakarite when you're addressing a group of esteemed people.
Kia ora.
Rangatira, high standing.
Aye.
You know, you might be kissing up to your bosses or...
To a board level.
Yeah. Hoi anō koe nā te tahu nā tara.
Ah, kia ora.
So, I'm going to talk about two.
Kia ora.
E rua, ko te kākā waha nui me te kākā tara hai ahua orite.
Okay.
Te nā manu nei. So, if you've heard a kākā, they're quite loud. But a kākā waha nui is an acknowledgement of a orator
Aye.
that everybody... Really, when this orator speaks on the marae, he demands everybody's attention
Yes.
through his mana. Ne? So, koe nei te kākā wahanui. So, acknowledgement of an orator.
Kia ora.
Kai kōrero, pū kōrero i runga i te marae. Nā ko te kākā haitara, he whē rāno, but now it's talking slightly different is this kupu whakarite acknowledges the fact that when this speaker delivers kōrero on the marae or elsewhere, that he is envied.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Ka pai.
Yeah, that he's envied, you know. And I think maybe not in a bad way, but
Yep.
in the sense that while he is speaking, the listeners, you know, they're thinking, oh, man, I wish I was like that.
Yeah,
I wish I was
yeah.
as good as
Ka
that,
pai,
you know.
yeah.
So that's the sort of,
Yeah.
you know, koe nā te kākā haitara ki tōku nei mōhio.
Kia ora. Side note, I think envy is when you want to be that person and jealousy is when you want to be like, I think that's the difference.
Okay, tēnā koe.
Yeah. But yeah, I get what you mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I get like that, man, I want to be, actually I don't want to be that person, but I want to have the same
yeah,
as, yeah.
yeah.
Ka pai.
So koe nā te kākā wahanui, te kākā haitara, and we're going to stick with kākā.
Aye.
Also. Then you've got te kākā kura.
Kia ora.
So kākā are green, but they've got some red underneath
Yes.
their wings.
Yes.
And a kākā kura is an acknowledgement of a rangatira,
Aye.
of a chief. This reminds me of one exchange, actually, and I talk about this in a lot of kura reo, of when Timothy received his Wakatoi Award. He got it in Wellington, and then they had a ceremony for him at his marae ki Waimārama. E rua nā pōwhiri, ko tētahi pōwhiri ki te panekeretanga, Ngāti Kahungunu and Ngai Tūhoi. And then we all went on, and then we received te kingi tūheitia. So this is the first pōwhiri, we're all outside, and Pou Te Professor Pou Te he is taking on the role of the person that organises who's going to speak and who's going to open, who's going to close.
Is there a kupu for that? Is there he ingoa mō
There
mō
could
tawa
be,
mahi?
but I'm karei te mōhio. Yeah, karei te mōhio. Engari, kei reira mahi ana I te mahi.
Ai.
Anyway, there's him and one of his relations, I remember from Waikare Moana, and for the sake of the story, I'm going to call him Hori. And Pou says to him, Hori, kei te kite atu au I a koe. Hori, I can see you. But really what he was meaning, he said, Hori, you can be the speaker. And Hori says back, he replies, Pou, kei te kite hoki ahau I a koe. Which means, I can see you too, Pou. Which means, you know, you're here, you saw me, I saw you, but you can speak. You know,
Ai.
You speak. And then Pou says back to him, Kau. Ko koe hei kaka waha nui, ne? Mo tātou. So you can, he's giving him ears now.
Aye.
He's giving him, you know, making him esteemed,
Aye.
raising him up. So he addresses Hori and says, no, you're the kaka waha nui. You're the orator. You're the orator of the two of us. And then Hori says back to Pou, ai, engari te kaka waha nui I te kaka kura. Yeah, and Pou raised his hand, and that's the exchange stopped, and he said, yep, okay, I'll speak. So then Hori said back to him, yes, well, I might be a kaka wahanui, but you're actually te kaka kura, meaning you're the chief.
Ai, kia ora.
So you speak.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was it.
Oh man, no matter how many times I hear that story, but that's an exchange of two people that grew up in such a different time and grew up in a time. So imagine their whakaaro Māori in that exchange.
Exactly.
I think that's beautiful.
And those of us, I reira mātou, e whakarongo ana, te nui ngō mātou, nā tauira Pou,
Ai.
I mārama.
Ai.
We knew what all that meant, but there were others there that didn't.
Yeah.
You know, even though there were Te Reo speakers, you know, and if they had a sense of tēnei reo e kōrero nei tāua that we're talking about,
Ai.
that can sound like riddles at times.
Yeah.
I mean, some, like Kaka Wahanui and Manu Ti Ori Ori are kupu whakarite that are quite obvious and, you know, they're quite lucid, I think.
Yeah.
But there are other kupu that aren't as clear, and you may need to have a bit of a wānanga about them.
Ka pai.
And yeah, when people are using this reo, it can seem like another language. Are they speaking Māori?
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you haven't been taught them or you're familiar with Te Reo o Paki. And, you know, a lot of people put this in the Te Reo o Kawa box.
Ai, kia ora.
But there's lots of instances where I use Kupu Whakaniko in my everyday language. And it's a normal part of my language.
I like using it too. I've used it quite a bit. Like when there's a tattletale, when someone goes, kara mai te tiwai waka.
Yeah.
Hoi kara mai te tiwai waka.
And that's the thing. It's the kōrero behind.
Yeah.
Ne, bro.
Yeah.
Te whakapapa o te kōrero nei.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a good one. And you need to, because now we're on the tiwai waka, but you can explain that one.
I think a lot of things that we talk about with whakaaro Māori is understanding the beginning of things. There's a whakapapa to a lot of things, and I say to my whāneis, like, to understand things on the marae, understanding cosmology of te ao Māori. Oh no, but the tiwai waka I referred to that was because it was the tiwai waka, te tirai raka piwai waka randa fantail that gave away Maui's scheme to enter the realm of immortality. And he was entering Hine Nui Te Po, and she was asleep. She was in slumber, and as she was in slumber, and the way that he wriggled, the way that he moved himself, because he had transformed himself into a lizard, that it was funny to the tiwai waka. The tiwai waka laughed, and from then on, it gave him away.
She woke up.
She woke up and crushed him with her
thighs.
Yeah, with her.
And?
Yeah, her vaginal teeth.
Yes. Wow.
Well,
Wait, no. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I had to let it go. just so to leave out any assumptions from others. But that's why I like using that.
Yeah.
And if it's an inside joke if you know the kōrero.
So if there was an instance with us or whoever, and we're conscious of that kōrero, and again, it's the same as, you know, sort of what I talked about, Pou and this relation Ori. You know, if there was two people and they know the story of Maui, and they know, actually, I knocked on you, or, you know, I let the cat out of the bag, or da-da-da-da-da, and then that person says, tiwai waka koe. They'd know what they meant.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but if you didn't know that story, and you didn't know, you think, oh, you're saying that I behave like a tiwai waka?
Yeah, yeah. Or you might take it the wrong way. Because I can imagine, I've seen it happen before when people use embellishments, but it does become so common that people sort of giggle at it as to think like, oh, he's using that in a sarcastic way, but it's not. It's actually, so understanding the layers of it.
Yeah, tēnā koe. So are we on tiwai waka or piwai waka or pi waka waka or ti waka waka or ti rai raka? Depending which iwi you are and where you're from. So there's all kupu.
And there's what kōrero about gender specifics, is that right?
Aua.
I've heard that as well.
Okay, nā kare mohu ki tēnā kōrero. But there's all renderings of ti rai raka or tiwai waka. And we say piwai waka.
Kia ora.
But I don't. I normally say ti rai raka because I was brought up saying ti rai raka.
Yeah, well, I say tiwai waka because I think it's got the less syllables.
What?
Tiwai waka.
Tiwai waka. Yeah, I'm ti rai raka.
Oh, kia ora.
So another one with the ti rai raka is tau ti rai raka.
Tau ti rai raka.
Yeah, tau ti rai raka. T-O-U, tau.
Aye.
So you got a bum like a ti rai raka, basically, or you are the bum, or you have a bum like the ti rai raka. Yeah. Which means you're sort of fluttering all over the place.
Yep.
It can mean you've got ants in your pants.
Kia ora.
But I hear it mostly used about someone who sort of goes between kaupapa, who's always on the move.
Yep.
Is a rolling stone, doesn't gather any moss. He tau ti rai raka.
Kia ora.
Yeah. So that's koe nā no tētai kupu whakarite, tau ti rai raka.
Ka pai.
That's also one of the forms in maupatu.
Kia ora.
Is the ti rai raka. And when you get into learning ngā rākau atu, you learn to take or emulate the birds or the animals of the natural world, and it is shown in your style. And there are those that take on the style of the ti rai raka when they use the patu.
So not also in the vernacular, there's the body language. Yeah. I think also, like I think we've said it before, but it's you can't stress enough the fact that our tupuna observed their natural environments, to understand these things. So you might have to YouTube some of these things, some of these manu, and understand as to why they were used that way, because like I said, we're so withdrawn from our natural environment.
Yeah.
I like when we're talking about an orator or a good singer, mehe korokoro tui.
Korokoro tui, kia ora.
That's probably one of the first I've learned. It's heard quite renownedly. Is that a word? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so known for good singers.
Yep.
Beautiful singers.
Korokoro tui.
Korokoro tui, yeah.
And e pērā no te kōpara.
Oh, kia ora.
Yeah, te manu nei te kōpara. And one is a bit like, this is whakatauki, and actually Pau made this one up. He said it, and I said, oh, that sounds cool. So ko te kōrero nei, ko tana kōrero ki tētahi, e tētahi wānanga mātau. Ka mea, ko tahi te kōpara, ka rangona te waiti.
Kia ora.
Ko tahi rau kōpara, parare, parare, parare. Yeah, and he said, well, and which means that one kōpara, you hear the beauty of the voice of the kōpara, its song. When there's 100 or too many, it's a cacophony.
A what?
Cacophony.
Cacophony. Kia ora.
I had to have a comeback because you gave the vaginal teeth. Cacophony is just like a whole lot of sounds going on. So, and it's like that, you go to a party, a guitar party. You got that one, got one singer or, someone doing a solo.
Yeah.
And you get 100 people doing it and they all, but
they're all trying to be.
I think it's talking about, in this instance too, is the individual voice of someone and the beauty of hearing one voice instead of 100 voices all competing to sound the most beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was my interpretation of that kōrero.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
So, korokoro tui, singer. I've also heard it in reference to someone who writes.
Yes.
Yeah, so te kaitito. Yeah, in the whakaaro that, his or her words are going to be given life and they're like a song to the listeners.
Kia ora.
So he korokoro tui, koe nā no tētai. I think one I want to talk about is the kōtuku.
Yes. Yeah.
And one of the favourites that we hear is, he rerenga kōtuku, he kōtuku rerenga tahi.
Rerenga tahi, aye.
So there's a kōtuku of single flight. And this refers to somebody, a visitor, or an esteemed visitor that has made one visit.
Aye.
It's someone you wouldn't see every day.
Aye, because I liken it to instances that are, what's the Pākehā equivalent? It's once in a blue moon, but it's such an occasion, you know, that you may only see it once.
Yep.
That's how I likened that.
I've heard this used for Te Kingi,
Aye.
Te Heitia, when he's been on the marae, in an area that he doesn't frequent. He's
Aye.
referred to as Kōtuku Rerenga Tahi. I've heard it used for English royalty
Aye.
and other esteemed people.
Not Mickey Mouse.
No. No, not Mickey Mouse. And kia ore is going to be another installment of Kupu
Aye,
Whakaniko.
if you're wondering.
No, kei tua tā wawau tērā. Yep, e Kōtuku Rerenga Tahi.
How often do you see a kōtuku? Maybe once?
I've seen one
Ah, yeah.
once.
And there was an accidental pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
That's
the beauty of that kupu whakarite.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Do you know any kupu whakarite mo te toroa? The albatross.
Yes. He toroa whakakopa.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's talking about the toroa that glides on the sea.
Aye.
And taku hune toroa. Hune toroa is the feathers of the toroa.
Aye.
So that's a kupu whakarite for someone that is endeared to you.
Aye, kia ora. Yep.
Yeah. And some of them are whakatauki.
Yeah, I can think of many.
Yeah, or we've taken the kupu whakarite from the whakatauki.
That's the beauty too. If you know your whakatauki, you only need to use a small bit for someone to go, aye,
Koina hoki.
kia ora.
Yeah. There's another one that talks about the toroa, how if you've seen photos of the toroa when it nests and then it sort of turns its neck
Yep.
and, you know, puts it...
Nestles into its back wing, yeah.
Yeah. Ko wareware au te kupu whakarite nei, te kōrero nei. Engari, that is about something that is folded up nicely.
Oh, ka pai.
Yeah.
In an origami type fashion.
Yeah. And it's they refer to the toroa.
Oh, ka pai.
Yeah.
And
I'll
so
have to
imagine,
find that one.
at te iwi, imagine that because of our maritime history, this is the time when you see albatross because they're a sea voyaging type of bird. So there would have been a lot of kōrero about the toroa, which I'm very interested in that bird.
And then you got taku pōhoi toroa.
Aye, kia ora.
So my bunch of toroa feathers that are hanging upon my ear. So again, these were things that were treasured by our tūpuna. This was their jewellery. This was their bling.
Aye.
And, you know, to go to a lot of ends to get the toroa feathers.
Yes.
And not anybody could wear them.
Aye.
And there were occasions when you would wear them. So again, that's another term of endearment or someone that you treasure. Taku pōhoi toroa.
Pōhoi toroa.
Yeah.
Kia ora. Going back to the kaka, he kūkū ki te kāinga, he kaka ki te haere.
Yes, ka pai.
Yeah, I like that.
Aye.
So the, how te kuku? Te kuku.
Kuku.
Yeah,
Kupu anō mo te kereru.
Oh, yes.
You're kuku at home.
So you're all...
You're not kuku.
well,
You're not tū o tāwauwau.
so if you're kuku at home, it means you're quiet.
Yeah.
But once you leave the house,
Because
you're...
they only say sort of the...
Aye. There wasn't a sound effect cue at te whānau.
There you go, multi-talented. So yeah, you're kuku at home and a kaka abroad.
Yeah. You're loudmouth out of the house. Yeah.
Hey, but hey, I've reversed it too.
Aye.
You know, I say you can be a kaka ki te kāinga, but you know, he kuku
Ki te haere.
ki te haere.
Yeah.
So you go, sell the stuff, and then you get to the hui and, now you just sit there.
and then you need your manu tute.
Yeah, manu tute
Remember what
comes
you were saying
over.
at home? Hey, what you were saying at
And
home?
then the other one, of course, starts speaking and it's like the kaka haitara.
Yeah.
I wish I was like that.
Yeah, you was like that and the manu tute ad.
Yeah.
Say, he was saying this and you go, biwai waka.
Yeah, and then the hui atura, he puts down his take.
Yeah.
See?
See, there you go, te tahuna tara.
Yeah. And there you go, you can see, because we've explained those manu, you can imagine sort of the personas of those people who would be in this hui if you addressed them as such.
So e te iwi, if you're listening while you're in the car on the way to work, as soon as you get into the office, you can start naming who's going to be which manu.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Don't do it out loud, just Think to yourself and have a giggle.
And I'm reminded of, and we're not going into waiata o te wiki tēnei wā, but, you know, I'm reminded of, there's many, many poi,
Ai,
or not
kia
just
ora.
poi, but waiata about manu and the pūmanawa,
Ai.
or attributes of particular manu, and they're likened, or people are likened or compared to these manu,
Ai.
said to be these manu. And one of them is, you know, the poi, wakahuia dana Rotorua.
I'm trying to sing it.
Hey.
Yeah. One of my favourite poi, actually.
O te wairua, o te tangata, ahuarite ki, ene manu e.
Ai.
So that hui we talked about Neho is a good sort of example.
Ai.
Just happened naturally, we were talking about
Yeah.
about the personas that people take on and how we can have all these sort of different manu
Kia
at
ora.
one time.
Ai.
This is part one of Kupu Whakaniko with Kupu Whakarite. And we've only done manu and we haven't even done all of
the
them.
manu.
But yeah, next time we do Kupu Whakarite, and I think actually we'll keep in Kupu Whakarite, Kupu Whakaniko, I think for a few more kupu.
Ai, kia ora.
And we'll talk about some other Kupu Whakarite.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll focus on another kararehe.
Kia ora.
Or even rākau, who knows?
Ai.
Ooh.
Kia
kōrero ake, koenei tētahi o nā mea I au e tai e ohi ana I te kurataka wāinga, tētahi me I tino tā kirikiri I tōku ngākau me oku whakaaro.
Ai.
And when I was at kura in class in learning Te Reo and things about Te Reo, I was fascinated, and I still am today with Kupu Whakarite, and it was te pihuka really is one of the hooks.
Ai, yeah, ai.
I wouldn't say one of the, because I was already hooked, but it kept me hooked in.
Yeah.
And you know, we always say, e kore muti te ako, but I'm finding, always learning new kupu whakarite.
Kia ora, yeah.
And to put in your kupu whakarite bank. So those are just a few that we've shared with you, but it's a really good start.
Tika. And, you know, like I said, research some of these kararehe. If you're not able to get out there and observe them like them all, and you can see all these personas within them.
Koina hoki.
Yeah.
Yep. And again, just to put a plug for one of the good resources in ngā pepeha ngā tūpuna, which is full of whakatauki and kupu whakarite.
Kia ora.
Hoi no e te iwi anei te waiata o te wiki. No re te iwi, we've, we can't have all this kōrero about manu and not have a waiata about manu.
Aye.
So anei ta, and we've already done mehe manu rere.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
But
which is the kupu whakarite.
Aye, now if you didn't hear that in that one of our episodes, now you may have a bit of context to add towards that.
Koina hoki. Koina hoki. No re, anei tā tātou waiata, whakarongo ake au ki te tangi a te manu, I runga I te rangi, e tioro mai nei, tui a tātou katoa. Ka maua e ki tō Māoritanga, whakarongo ake au. Whakarongo ake au ki te tangi a te manu, I runga I te rangi e karanga mai nei, tui a tātou katoa. Ko te tira e raka e porotaka ki te taha, ti waha ke tana waha reka, kia maua e ki tō Māoritanga. Whakarongo ake au. Whakarongo ake au ki te tangi a te manu, I runga I te rangi e karanga ana mai, tui a tātou katoa. Ko te tira e raka e porotaka ki te taha, ti waha ke tana waha reka, kia maua e ki tō Māoritanga. Kia maua e ki tō Māoritanga. Tui a tātou katoa. It's one of those old-time greats.
Old-time greats.
Solid gold of Māori favourites. Koena tā te waiata. You can hop on kūkara ki te kimi ngā kupu. Tērā waiata. Hoi anō, pai katoa nā kōrero mō nā manu, I roto I te kaupapa o Kupu Whakaniko, Kupu Whakarite. Yep, I'm sure you've got lots to take away from that. And we're just going to do a bit of a plug for our up-and-coming episode on Matariki.
Matariki.
Which also marks 1 year of Taringa.
Ai, tika.
Yep, so Matariki episode coming up.
Ai.
Watch out for that. And we say watch out because we're going to be filming that one.
Ai.
And we're going to have some special guests. Dr. Rangima Tāmua, Norotome o Tūhoi, who was actually the first
guest Ai.
speaker we had on Taringa.
Ai.
You know, all those moons ago.
Very many moons.
Yes, all those rākau nui ago.
All those whiro.
And Dr. Kaliko Baker.
Oh, choice.
No te whare wānanga o Hawaii ki Manua will be also joining us. And who knows who else will be in that segment.
Yeah,
Because, you know, Matariki works magical ways.
Ai.
Hoi anō ko māua tēnei. Kai koe te kupu whakamutunga e hoa.
Ai, tēnā koutou Iaku manu hui a tūrai, Iaku manu hui a kai manoa, Iaku manu are ki whakataka pōkai e te ata hāpara. Thank you everyone for listening. Nei māua e mihi atu ana, e whakaro nui ana kia koutou e whakarongo mai nei. Don't forget, huriki e tō mātou whārangi i pukamata if you have any pātai. So go to our Facebook page if you have any pātai. Ai, tēnā, kei tuatawa wau.
Hei kona mai rā.
Ai, hei kuna rā.
Ki o, whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira. Whakarongo pi kari mai, hare mai. O Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Taringa. Brought to you by Te Wānanga o Aotearoa. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa. Whakarongo mai.